Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning from wherever you're joining us from today. My name's Sarah and I'm the Program and Event Manager at the Reactor in Sydney, Australia. Welcome to our Microsoft Reactor Sydney live stream event. This evening, I would like to welcome back again Shakir Khan. Hi, Shakir.
Hello.
Hi. Shakir spends his days working and advocating for SharePoint and Microsoft technologies. He's presented in numerous events like Office 365 Virtual Marathon, Light Up Conference, SharePoint Saturday Dubai, SharePoint Saturday Sri Lanka, and of course Microsoft Reactor Sydney events and other Reactor events. This evening we will be discussing Microsoft PowerFX, a low-code programming language. You will see for this evening I have already put in that comment section there a link to check in with the event code 14174. If you could please check in for tonight, you'll get additional resources in there. Tonight's session will be about 40 minutes for speaking from Shakir and hopefully about 10 to 15 minutes for questions at the end. However, do send us your questions throughout in the Q&A section and we will try and answer as many as possible. We will also share with you a link to our feedback survey. So if you could fill that out with the same event code 14174, that would be great. Also, this will be uploaded straight to our YouTube channel after this. You will find that YouTube channel link in that check-in section there. But for now, I'd like to hand the floor over to Shakir to begin. So Shakir, over to you and thank you.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for joining my session. My name is Shakir Khan and today I will be presenting Microsoft PowerFX, a low-code programming language. And thank you to Microsoft Reactor Sydney for inviting me again to present my session. All right. Okay, so let me go to my second slide. Yeah, so that's about myself. As I've told you, my name is Shakir Majid Khan, and the small version is SMK. I'm working as a senior technical lead at Optus, and I am a Microsoft Most Valuable Professional (MVP), Microsoft Certified Trainer (MCT), and Microsoft Certified Solution Expert (MCSC). I am running I'm running a YouTube channel which named as SMK Geeky Speak. So you can just search on the YouTube SMK Geeky Speak and you will find my content over there. So I posted regarding Power Platform and the SharePoint. So hopefully you will see any related content over there. You can tweet me at SMeetSMK and you can follow me and I'll follow you back. And there's I am maintaining a blog a site where I blogged regarding articles, any tips and tricks. So you can go onto my site, shakirmajid.com and visit my site over there. And you can go to you can add me on LinkedIn, so you can just search on Shakir Majid Khan on the LinkedIn and you can add me over there. Yes, so let's talk about Microsoft PowerFX. All right. So the PowerFX is expressed in human-friendly as a human-friendly text, is a low-code language that makers can work with in an Excel like formulas bar or in Visual Studio Code text window. So what does that mean? That we have a low-code programming language where we can do the customization across the Power Platform. Right now, the support is only for the Canvas application, but later down this year or next year, it will have the support in a Power Automate, like in model-driven app and in other Power Platform applications. So as I've mentioned, that is a Excel like formula based language. So if you think about from the business perspective, that a guy who is working in a finance department and who is very familiar with Excel and who is very familiar with writing some formulas in Excel. So keeping in that user, which can be called as a power user within the Excel, you will we will have the same level of low code language incorporated into our power platform. So if you take an example from the power from the Canvas app, so through the Canvas app, writing as a function, writing in the function, you can write as many Excel like function over there, and it will be almost very close to what you write into the Microsoft Excel. So first thing is that it's a low code programming language, and the second and the most important thing is that it is very close to what we are used to do in the Excel as writing the formulas. So it's just like a formulas. So you can work on different cells and produce the values in another cell and whatever you want to do. So it's just all related to what we do used to do in the Excel. As open source language that will be available for everyone to use and implement. So it would be an open source GitHub based open source based language. So right now it is not there for the editable, but you can after some time down, like after this year or early next year, so you can go and you can submit your build, and then based on based on all the approvals, it goes and it will be there for the other people to use, or for all the people to use, to be used by. And it is being expressed in text. So as I mentioned, that's a very low code. So whatever you are writing, it's kind of writing a expression. So if you wants to subtract one value to another, if you wants to get the value from like sorry, if you want to add those values, so you can add them up, so you can subtract as well. And there's a series of like the data types, and then the and you have variables as well. So there are plenty of stuff to play around within the Power FX. And again, as I mentioned, that it's you can accelerate. So it is there. So you can just go onto the Power Apps or Power Platform, and then just start typing your this Power FX, and it will go straight into your power applications, power platform application, and then produce the result right away. So it would be at what you see, what you get kind of functionality. So whenever you just start typing the function or the formula into the Power FX, it just starts automatically start producing the results, so that you know that the my formula is it working or not. So which is quite amazing, like if you think about from the on that business users. All right, okay, so if you can see on those pictures as well, so it would be a single line formula, it can be a multi-line formula. So it's up to you, like how you want to set up this power effects within the formula bar. All right, so let's have a demo. I'll show you one demo, that how easy, how relatable is it with the Power FX, with the Excel, and then we do the same thing on our Power in our Power Apps Canvas application. All right, so what I will do, I'll just show you one thing. just let me go one. Just bear with me. All right, I'll just take this off. Okay. Let me do one thing. Okay, so okay, just 1 minute. Just can you, Sarah? Can you tell me, like, can you see my screen? I think.
No, I can't
Let
see
me.
your screen right now. Sorry, Shakir.
Okay, no worries. I'll let my just.
Just reshare your screen again.
Can you see my screen? Yep.
Yeah, I
All
can
right,
see your
cool.
Excel spreadsheet
Cool,
now.
cool, cool. Fantastic, fantastic. All right.
Great.
Yep.
Thank you.
So, yep. So what I will do that I will get. So what I will do that I will get a value from the cell one over here, and I will what I need to do that I need to get the last typed word from the A1 into my A2. Okay, so from the internet I grab this formula, and then when I just put it into the formula, it will go as Shakir. So it would be straightforward that when I will just try to write something as Shakir presenting, and then in Microsoft Microsoft Reactor Sydney. So it will get the Sydney with the exclamation mark. All right. So what I will do, I will try to do the same thing in my Power Apps Canvas app application. So I'll do. Let me just open my. All right. Let me just create a new screen. Just take this off. All right. So what I will do over here that I will drop one text input and one text label. Okay, text label is already there. So in the text label, what I will do that I'll try to put the same. This one I'll just put similar formula and So just bear with me, and I'll just take this off. And yeah, so if I try to run it and say Shark is presenting in um, Microsoft Reactor. So as you can see, like I am the both the formula are almost the same, with the difference of only um, with the difference of only the text, the cell what the value from where I'm getting and then where I wants to produce, or where I wants to get the put the result onto the label. So which is quite equal to, which is quite very similar to what I have put it into the Excel file. So if I just goes on to and show you, even in my Excel, I'll show you. Yep. So the exam, so the both the formulas are quite the similar. So whatever we are used to do in the Excel, it can be done into the uh, Power Apps Canvas application at the moment, but it will be expanded to the other application within the Power Platform. So that's my next slide. All right. So what I mentioned that uh, the Microsoft Power Platform, it has like this, as you know, it has like four application. One is Power BI, one is Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power Virtual Agent. And as of your data layer, you can have the Dataverse as your database within your Power Platform. So not only Power Effect would be working in those areas: Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power Virtual Agent. Plus, it will be there in the Power Dataverse. So right now they are like Microsoft is releasing its functionality into other Power Platform application as per its timeline, but in the future it will be there across the Power Platform. So they are not keeping it to the only for the Power Apps Canvas application. It would be there in the model driven app. So okay, so another point is that, so as you know, that's in the model driven app you have JavaScripts to work with, but with the Power FX within the model driven app, it won't replace the JavaScript, but it will help to do the functionality in a more low code environment, low code manner. So JavaScript is not going anywhere. It would be there as per the scripting. But if you want to do if you want to achieve some of the functionality through the Power FX, so you can do within the in the model driven app. Again, it goes to the Power Automate. So all of your, like, the logics what you are writing as per as a JSON format uh, within your like the within your Power Automate as a other formula language. So, but in the future, you can use the Power FX over there, and it as I mentioned, it goes with the Power in the Dataverse as well. So you can have the Power FX functionality in your Dataverse. All right, okay, and so let's talk about the Power FX different features, and I'll go you one by one, and then I'll just share my knowledge with you. All right. So as I mentioned, that the Power FX is there right now. Is there with the Canvas application and the language, and it is set to be as a programming language for the for your Canvas app. So whatever you are using in the Canvas application, it's a Power FX. So it's there's a new name of that provider of this programming language within the in your Power App in your Power apps. All right. So um, uh, authoring experience, as you know that the authoring experience itself in the Power Apps, it's quite localized. So if you change the settings from your setting within the Power FX, sorry, not the Power Apps, Power Apps, and you can you if you have set your localized language as English or as a French or as a Spanish, or you have changed the date time within your localized settings. So it would grab those localized settings from your browser, and it will show the content as per your localized settings, which is pretty good if in one sense. So let's suppose that if I'm not aware of, I'm not like very very proficient in English language, and I'm my like let's suppose that my mother tongue is French or Spanish, and if I want to see the options in Spanish or French, so you can like the Power Effects will translate your options into the into that language. So as you can see, the date time or the tickmark checkbox or the radio button were showing onto your screen as now it's showing into the respective language. But you can change uh, you can rename those you can rename those options. And another point which I need to mention over there, even though the input like the label names display name would be in Spanish, but its main name, what if you can say, or the default name would be in English. So you can change its display name into like you can rename it, but the default name would remain be into English. Um, all right, just give me a second. All right. Let me go into my next slide. Okay, so the global support. So uh, um, as in Japanese or United Kingdom or in Australian as well, we have the um, operators like the dot or the period operators, and then we have the decimal operators for representing it, 12.50 or 13.50 or whatever the value is. So in the United Kingdom, in the Japan or United Kingdom, or in the Australian as well, so we represent the value as 12.59. But in the French or in the France or Spanish, in the French or Spanish, so it would be as 12 comma 25 for 12 comma 59. So which is exactly the same as 12.59. So so the Power effects understand that what you trying to achieve over here. So it will show if you have selected French or Spanish and to from your localized setting. So it will understand that you by writing 12.5 comma 59, you meant is 12.59 or 12.59. So as you can see on your screen, The difference is highlighted in yellow, so which is like the semicolon and the colon, a semicolon, comma, and in the as dot or the period sign. All right. One thing you notice that all the values of the all the input variables, like the all the controls values, would be represented by the dots. So in the case of slider dot value, if you look into the slider dot value, the dot will be there even though if you are viewing on the French or Spanish or the United Kingdom, or in the Australian or whatever. So the this slider one dot value or input text input dot value. So whatever the value would be, so it will be represented by dot. Okay, so let's talk about the global. Let's talk about the data types. So we have that many data types within our Power platform and within our PowerFX. So if you see, like we have boolean as true or false, or color as like you can represent as color dot red, and you can give the RGB value of your color. Then you can represent the currency as 123 or 4.56. You can mention the date as this format. You can mention the date time value in different format as well, as it is showing into your screen as of now. You can generate the grid, and you can have the grid over here, and you can have the hyperlink, which is quite common. You can add the image as a URL, or and if you upload an image into the Power FX, sorry, in your Power Canvas application, Power Apps Canvas application, so it will represent the value as a press colon uh, double slash blob manager something. So what is doing it is just uploading the image onto our Azure cloud, and then it's presenting the URL as this statement. All right. Same goes with the video as well. So you can have the direct link of the video, and you can have the link of your media, because when you upload a video or an image, as I mentioned before, so it goes on to your Microsoft Cloud, and then it will produce a URL. So that URL will be represented on your image or onto your video. So for the numbers, you can have this whole number, or the digits number as well. Yeah, and option set as well, and record as well. So you have the table, text, and other stuff. So I quickly goes into my and from my next slide. All right. Okay. So you can write a single expression, or you can write a multi expression into your function box in your Power FX, so in your Power application, Power Apps application. So in my example one, you can see I'm just writing if, and then checking the value. If the value is greater than equal to 0, so it will be black, and if it is less than if it is not greater than equal to 0, so it will be color dot red. And then, if let's suppose that if you wants to perform like two actions within the same occurrence, in the same trigger, or so you can do that, like update the context. Like if you want to update the table and then you want to go back to the screen, so you can go back to the screen go back to the screen by writing these two statements. So I can give you an example. So let's suppose that if you are on one screen in your canvas application, and if you want to go to another screen, so what you can do, that you can update your table, and then you can say back, and it will take you to the back screen, or you can say navigate and give the screen name, so it will take you to that screen. All right, okay, so let's talk about um, YAML. So as I've mentioned, that PowerFX has a very established grammar for expression based on Excel. So, however, if you want to present something in a name to expression building binding for a formula, so you can use YAML for it. And so right now, it's only support a subset of YAML, not a full YAML. So as I've given you an example, that this expression is supported as of the moment, but the full-fledged YAML support is under the way, and hopefully it will be there in the next few releases of Power Platforms. All right. Okay. So now let's talk about the object operators and identifiers. So as I mentioned that we have we have different symbols, uh, got the different functionality. So the dot, as I mentioned, so the dot represent the properties of of that control. So let's suppose that you have one button, so you can say button, and then it's what the button text it is, and then the other properties. So you can look into the properties and you can set the properties. And the dot can be a part of the number, it can be part of the text as well. So again, it depends on how you are like what you are typing at that time, and what you're trying to achieve in that at that moment. um, Filter expression, so you can have the brackets into your statements. So you can make sure that okay, this statement come first and then the other statement come afterwards, so you can then um, encapsulate as per your requirement. Then you have addition, subtraction, multiplication. As mostly IT guys know that in at the place of this multiplication sign, we have the star sign to do the multiplication. Then we have a division as a slash. Then we have exponent of as small this sign. And then we have a percentage sign to, and then we have equal to, greater than equal to, less than equal to, not equal to is different what we used to have in our programming language. So rather than equal to an exclamation mark, so we have less than and the single less than and the greater than, just face to face. And then we have a continuation of the string as and, so you can add multiple strings as and then it can concatenate the string into this into the one word or one text. All right, and then you have the and or symbols as or and Okay, so let's goes to my another slides. All right, just give me. All right, and this is the other continuation of operators and identifiers. So if we have not, and we have, then we can use the not, and we can use the exclamation mark for the not. We can use the or the or and then these two lines into our or, and then we have the at the rate, and we can use into the tables. Then we can use in as well, just to look for the collection into our gallery. And then we have as, if we wants to rename a record, or if you want to name it specifically, so we can say, okay, make it as. And you have cells as well. Then you have a parent, this item, and this record. So we have like the um, like it's cover almost all the operations, all the well-known operations, operators, and identifiers as we used to have in our different programming languages. All right. So we used to know we have for the tables structure. So the table structure is very common as we have in our different table structure. Like we have columns, then we have records, then we have a field. So so only different from the Excel is that the one record, sorry, one field is over there. It's a cell. Over here is a field. So field and the cell. So cell is in the Excel, field over here. So if I just want to make a compare, it might be not a correct comparison, but it's just like making give you a comparison, that field over a cell in Excel, field in PowerFX, and then the column, and then the record. So record is one row. Over there we have in Excel we have row. Over here in the we have record. We have over here we have fields. Over there we have cell, and then we have the columns. I think in Excel we have a column. Can't uh, not sure 100%, but yeah, but I think that's that's a column over there. All right, okay. So okay, so let me go to my next slide, which is quite interesting. So now you can create the table within the within the PowerFX. So the table creation is quite simple if you are coming from the JSON background, and if you know that how you set up those JSON table in different data sources, like as a different data source, or within your Power Automate, or within your other other programming language. So it's so that's it goes same here as well. So just like setting up your JSON within the as a table within the PowerFX. So so the first green box shows you like how you set up a table within the within the PowerFX. And then the second table shows you that when I put this filter into my filter box, so it will show me this table into as of the result. So if you can see, like I have quantity requested as 6, 10, 4, and 7, and the available is 3, 20, 11, and 6. And my the below query is, the below expression is, if quantity requested is greater than the quantity available. So over here only 6 is greater than 3, and then 10 is not greater than 20, 4 is not greater than 7, and 7 is greater than 6. So if you can see on the on the below text, the table, so we have 6 and 3 and 7 and 6. So it is quite simple to write, to filter it, the table, and to work with the table within your PowerFX. Okay, and it goes the same way for the variable. So if you want to save it in a variable, so you can save it in a variable. Again, you need to think from the from your Excel mind, and just to see, like, if you excuse me, if I want to save the two value into next cell or next variable, or if I just want to show that value into a text box or into a label or into any other places, so it's up to you. So usually, like, we won't save the value if it is only for the display purpose. So we just call as on my slide image. So we are not saving the value, we are just showing the sum of two text box into the third label, which is quite handy. So now we have three variables. So one is global variable. So we can set the global variables. So global variable is quite simple. So it can hold the text, string, boolean, record, table, etc. And it can be references anywhere from anywhere in the app. The collection is again is very simple. So it mainly work with the table or the record, and then you can update, you can collect the values, and then you can create the collections. It's up to you, like, how you want to do it. And then for the context variable, you can update the context, and then you can navigate the different screens. All right. So what I will do, like, there are some new things which is coming up within the Power Effect, which is quite amazing. And if you see my screen on the right hand side, so what the whole idea of GPT a GPT is an open AI model to generate PowerFX formulas on a natural language input. So what does that mean? That's just think about, you have a collection of data, and you are struggling with writing a formula, and you are saying, and what you want to see, like, okay, show me top 10 rows where age is less than 39 years or age is more than 40 years. So what it does, that it AI will work, and it will provide you a function or the formula will closely match with what you have written into as your natural language input. So just think about it. And nowadays we usually spend a lot of our time finding the exact formula, just thinking, and it goes to different forums and just think about, like, okay, what's to mention in that formula. And then we need to make sure that, okay, if we put some comma or the semicolon, or put some other other wildcard statements over there, so it might throw an error, and it won't be published. Our application won't be saved or published, or it will throw some error. So whenever you just write it in plain English, it will help you to find the relevant formula, and then you can update the formula as per your own preferences or requirement, and then you can just use that formula, which is quite fantastic. I from myself, as per my experience, I usually spend some time writing the exact formula. So if I do have this functionality, which I will have in very soon, so I just use that formula, just natural language input, and then it straight away just provide the produce the formula for me. So which is quite fantastic. And let me go to the third one. Okay. Uh, this is quite good. Just okay. So just thinks about this. In this pros, it's programming by example. So what does that mean? That you just provide an example that I am looking for this result. So let's suppose that you wants to combine your first name and last name, and you don't want to show your middle name, or you wants to show only the first name and then your initials from your from the first letter from your last name, or you wants to show the initial like Mr. or Dr. Dot or Shakir Khan or something like that. So you just provide the example, that's it. Example of that row. So you just select the row, provide the example, I'm looking for this thing, and then it will produce the formula for you, which is fantastic. If you think about, you won't need to think about the formula. You just think about what you want to achieve an example. That's it. That's it. So just put it over there and it will produce the function for you, a formula for you. So which is mind blowing. I think it will reduce our time, and it will help not only the guys who are coming from the development background, for all those business users who are not IT pros, who are proficient in Word, might be have a skill set on Excel. So if you give them this tool, just let them use it and just teach them, train them how to use it. These power user can create a fantastic application out of Power FX and through the Power Automate. Sorry, the through the Power Platform altogether. So which is quite brilliant, and I really looking forward for this feature. All right, so that's bring us to the end of my session. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening to me. Um, Please do let me know that how you find my session. Was it helpful, or was it not helpful? Yeah, please do let us know. And yeah, and look, hopefully I will be back soon on Microsoft Reactor Sydney. And thank you, Sarah, for hosting and for inviting me on this session.
Great, thanks, Shakir. Did you see that question come through from Umar about can we use PowerFX in Excel? I believe that was at the beginning.
At the beginning, can we use a power fx in the Excel? So so what I mentioned, that the power, whatever you are writing into the Excel, it's quite similar to what you have in the power fx. So as I mentioned that as I've shown you the example of getting the last value of the statement, you can the similar function which is there in the Excel, you took that function and put it into your Power FX, and it just works straight away.
Great, thanks, Shakir,
Yeah.
for answering that question. We haven't had any other questions come through. So thank you very much again, Shakir, for joining us today at the Microsoft Reactor Sydney. And thank you to everyone for tuning in. I've just put into the comment section the survey, so if you can fill that out with the event code 14174. And don't forget to check in today, just in the link at the top. Thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of your afternoon, evening, or morning. And thank you again to Shakir. We'll have you back on again soon.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye.